Hello, everyone. How are you? Thank you for watching the show with me, your host, Dr. Izdihar Jamil. And today I have Andie Monet, who is an operational and business strategist, and she's going to be sharing about why introverts or how introverts can be leaders and community builders. Hello, Andie. Welcome.
Hello, thank you. I'm super excited about being here.
Thank you so much. So, Andy, let's jump in straight to the topic about introverts. Now, I know there's a lot of connotation about being introverts. Some are negative, some are positive. So, first, let's start with who are introverts?
Well, this one, I've done a little bit of research. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychologist, but I want to point out that a lot of the common dictionary definitions say that introverts are quiet. One definition even says that they only think about themselves. And which really made me giggle because that's not true from a psychological standpoint. Again, not a doctor, just stuff that I've researched on my own. I should actually say another myth is that introverts are very introspective, but extroverts are very introspective also. And so what the real definition is that we gain or lose energy based on proximity to people. And so it actually has nothing to do with whether we're quiet or we're not quiet, or we're social or we're not social, because introverts are actually social as well. So to pre-frame what an introvert is really just where their energy can be drained from or gained from.
That is awesome. Look, I mean, I'm introvert. I think you're introvert too, but here we are, right? So we have our own special skill set, and we're here today, of all the days, of all the time, to share something important. And Andy, so how can introverts maximize their potential?
Well, personally, it's taken me many decades to not be embarrassed or uncomfortable or just feel out of place as being an introvert. I always felt like I didn't fit in, and I was sick of feeling like that. And this is why I'm talking about this topic. But the introverts can vary widely in the sense of what makes us comfortable. So for example, a lot of introverts can be very comfortable with one-on-one relationships. I mean, I don't mean intimate, but friends or business, or even 2 or 3 people. And some introverts don't mind a little bit smaller, I should say larger group, excuse me. But some introverts like myself, and I'm 94% introvert. So let's talk about extreme side of the introvert scale there. I love being on stage. I love speaking at events. I love sharing my passion, my mission, and my messages. So how relates to introvert is that I can be on stage, but my personal bubble is here, right? And the audience is out there. I don't interact with them as really a whole lot, and they're listening, and it's not loud, which is the other thing, right? As speaking, there's not usually a whole bunch of music going around. And so there's varying degrees of proximity that introverts can really thrive in. And so that just happens to be where I thrive in, is on stage, because I care about people, and that's the way that I give love back to people, to the community.
Absolutely. So it's just finding your points, isn't it? Where you're most comfortable with, and then just focusing on that. So which brings me to the topic. So that's your passion. You love that. You're comfortable with it. How can you take that to the next step and be an inspiring, a powerful leader from the place that you're comfortable with?
Yeah, so on stage is the easiest, but again, that's me, right? But I do a lot of consulting with Fortune 500 companies and small businesses. And I really make a point to say that if you're trying to do team building, or you're trying to, increase productivity, or you're trying to incentivize your employees, or build a bigger vision for your company, that there's a lot of ways to do that with introverts, right? But one
Mm-hmm.
of the ways is really to find out, as not only as a supervisor of an introvert, but as an introvert yourself, find out again what kind of introvert you are, what kind of groups you're comfortable with, and ask if you're an introvert, or create an environment where you can really excel in that social environment that you're comfortable with. So what I tell people is, if you're the employee side of it, is, hey, I know that I'm really good with one-on-one or two or three, so I'm going to ask if I can build a committee around something that you're passionate about at work. And I mean, could be passionate in the sense of a nonprofit, but passionate like in your work, like, hey, I'm a purchasing clerk or a purchase order creator, and I would really think it's a great idea if I get connect to my upline and my downline in this process in the company, and make this a more cohesive team-like environment where we can all excel at coming together and making this product happen. Like, it doesn't have to be a big thing. It could be something
Yes,
just very limited in your area of business.
absolutely. And kind of stay in that and hone in that skill set. So, Andy, let's wrap up then. What's one really quick key action that any introverts can take to move closer toward their goals?
I really think that there's two really easy steps. One is really to identify where you're comfortable, because that really is the foundation of any action that you're going to next take. And then the next thing is find ways to create that environment for yourself. Again, whether at work or in the community or at church or on stage, there's always a place where you can really just be the person that you know you are on the inside and share it with people.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Andy, for your lessons worth sharing. And thank you for me. This is your host, Dr. Istihar Jamil, and we'll see you in the next episode. Say bye, Andy.